Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saima Happiness Valley and I am facilitator at Rehan School Islamabad campus. Today we hear a new session of Maya. My topic is my goals and how can I achieve them. So let's start our interview with Maya and call Maya. Hi Maya, how are you?
Hey,
Maya, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you fine. What's going on?
Nothing Maya. Maya, today my topic is my goals and how can I achieve them. So my first question is, what role does patience play in happiness?
I think patience is kind of the foundation, actually. Like, patience isn't just waiting it out, it's appreciating small wins along the way instead of getting hung up on how slowly things are changing. Happiness isn't some destination you arrive at. It's more like building something, a habit, a skill, a relationship. Patience keeps you engaged during the messy middle part when things aren't flashy or instantly rewarding. What do you think?
Right, Maya. Maya, my next question is, how can kindness improve mental peace and happiness?
Kindness acts like a relic. You're welcome. Oh, right. I paused mid thought. Kindness actually rewires your brain a bit. When you're kind to someone, even something small, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, instant mood boosters. But it's not just about that temporary high. Studies show people who regularly practice kindness have lower levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So it's like a self perpetuating cycle. The act of being kind reduces stress, and less stress makes it easier to be kind. Shifts your focus outward instead of getting stuck in your own head. Makes sense? Right, where was I? So the other thing about kindness is it gives you purpose. When you're feeling blah or loss, doing something nice for someone else is a way to connect to something bigger than yourself. It's a reminder that you have value to offer the world. And that feeling of contribution that helps build this sense of inner peace. Have you found that to be true for you? Like when you're feeling down, helping someone else shifts your perspective?
Next question
Mm.
is, how can happiness improve teamwork and leadership?
I think happy people just bring more energy to the table. They're more likely to collaborate well, and offer constructive feedback instead of getting defensive, and generally create a more positive atmosphere for everyone else. With leadership specifically, genuinely happy leaders tend to be more inspiring. People want to follow someone who seems like they actually enjoy doing and cares about the team. But here's a counterintuitive thought. I wonder if focusing too much on happiness can sometimes feel performative, like genuine positive energy versus forced positivity. Take.
Maya, my next question is, uh, what message do you give to people who feel hopeless?
Okay, that's a tough one. I think first I tell them that feeling hopeless is valid. Like it's okay to feel that way when you're in a really hard spot, but the feeling itself isn't the whole story. Hope is tricky because it's not pretending everything's okay. It's about recognizing that even in the darkest moments, there's still tiny seeds of possibility. Those seeds can be really hard to see. Maybe they're something small, getting out of bed one day, or finally eating something when you had no appetite. Those are victories too. It's about acknowledging the pain, but choosing to water those tiny seeds instead of letting despair drown them completely. I know it sounds simple, but sometimes even that didn't focus can make a difference.
Okay, Maya. Maya, my next
Are you
question
okay?
is
You were quiet there?
how can happiness create a better society?
Well, I think a happier society is a more empathetic society. When people are generally content, they tend to be more willing to understand different perspectives, volunteer their time, and contribute to their communities. Saying less division, logical level, happiness is probably. Can you speak up a bit? I didn't catch that clearly. Right, where was I? Happy is a more empathetic society and practically more innovative. People who aren't constantly stressed and worried are better at creative problem solving, which leads to better education systems, more sustainable solutions, just everything, really. So, ripple of happiness at the individual level makes everyone around you happier, and that builds outward. But probably not as simple as everyone just needing to think positive, is it? There have to be systemic changes too.
Maya, how do you balance personal happiness and helping others?
That's a really important question. Uh, ah, I think it comes down to boundaries. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? It's easy to get burnt out trying to fix everything for everyone else when you're not taking care of yourself first. Key is to schedule it. Like actually do something for yourself on your calendar, even if it's just taking a walk, reading for an hour. When you're well rested and centered, you actually have more energy and empathy to give others genuine instead of running on fumes. It doesn't make you selfish or recharge, it makes you effective. Does that make sense?
Maya, my next question is how can graduate increase happiness?
Interesting word choice. Graduates. Are you thinking specifically about people who have just finished school and are starting out in their careers? Assuming we're talking about recent graduates, I think there's this huge shift that happens right after school. For years, you're on this well defined path, grades, tests, graduation, and suddenly you're out there figuring out your own thing. Finding happiness there, I think, means redefining success. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to peers or chasing what looks impressive on doesn't actually make you fulfilled. So maybe it means go of expectations you thought you had to follow, getting a real job, making salary expectations, etc. Being open to things, building community, pursuing hobbies you have an aptitude for, doing work that aligns with values. It's less about achieving some status and more about building a life you genuinely enjoy. And honestly, I think setting small wins can be huge. School teaches you to work toward massive projects with distant deadlines, and motivation is delayed gratification. After school life can just sort of happen. So I think one way to find some satisfaction day to day is set tiny instead of being like, I'm going to find my dream job this month. It could be, I will reach out to. Got anything else you'd like to explore about this?
My next question is what habit help you maintain happiness daily?
Okay, I wasn't getting what you said before, but I think I meant to ask what habits help someone maintain happiness daily. If so, I'd say gratitude. Seriously, it sounds cheesy, but actively thinking about three things you're grateful for each day shifts your focus completely. Doesn't have to be grand things. A good cup of coffee, a friend's text, warm sunshine, the small stuff counts too. There's mindful movement. Just getting your body moving in a way that feels good for 10 minutes can do wonders for your mood. And finally, I'd say disconnecting before bed, avoiding screens an hour before sleep really helps quiet the mental noise and improve sleep, which, of course, everything else. Are any of those things you already practice?
Next question is, how do you teach happiness through your work?
Oh, that's a really thoughtful. I think the biggest creating safety for vulnerability. I'd rather encourage genuine human responses rather than textbook performance. That means actively modeling emotional intelligence, acknowledging when I'm off, not having all the answers. Also, I think asking them what will help them achieve what brings them inner rather than me telling it is. Also, giving kids space to fail, teaching them resilience, learning this don't define success. They give you the information and opportunity to adapt. That's happiness building right there. Have you seen that approach work in your classroom? You know what else? Normalizing conversation. Kids today are under so much pressure, carrying themselves on social media, worrying about grades, being successful. If my work can provide a safe space where, okay, being imperfect, being a little lost, being genuine, that's where growth happens. I think sometimes we focus so much achievement that we forget that being a human being, feeling sadness, joy, frustration is part of this. So I'd probably ask the question, what does that experience tell you instead of how do we solve it? Those are some things anyway. What's working for you in that space right now?
My next question is, uh, how can young people learn to spread happiness?
Hmm, that's a good one. I think the first step is modeling it yourself. Happiness is contagious. When young people see adults practicing gratitude, patience, kindness, being supportive to others, they learn by osmosis almost. But beyond that, there are simple daily things, paying genuine compliments, volunteering at somewhere they care about, doesn't have to be huge, helping an elderly neighbor with groceries, even just making someone laugh. It is that small, consistent acts and being present for others, really listening when they're talking instead of waiting to reply that makes all the difference. Oh, and one more, teaching them the skill of active listening. This isn't just what you do, but how you receive others. Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
It
Maya,
was
my
good
next
talking to you today
question is,
about
what
goals and
challenges do you face while spreading happiness?
I think cynicism can be a big one. There's this cultural expectation. Being realistic means being pessimistic. So someone might roll their eyes or dismiss happiness as naive. Then there's negativity bias. Negative emotions feel more impactful than positive ones. So complaining is easier to notice and gets more attention than someone being genuine or thoughtful. And honestly, being happy can feel exhausting sometimes. It takes energy to be empathetic, patient, kind when you're already depleted. Plus, there's this social anxiety thing. What if your kindness is misinterpreted? What if you try to cheer someone up and they push you away? Does any of that resonate with you? everything on
Next
the plate.
question is, this is my last question. What is your long term vision for spreading happiness in society?
That's ambitious. I like it. Okay, long term vision. I picture a society where emotional literacy is taught along math and reading, where empathy is valued just as much as intelligence, and where mental health is treated like physical health. A world where people don't see vulnerability as weakness, but as bravery. I think tech can play a part, using AI to build meaningful connections, provide personalized support, help people navigate difficult emotions without replacing human connect, of course. And honestly, I'd love to see a culture where giving back isn't seen as exceptional, but just normal. Less focus on individual success, more collective well being. Sounds utopian, I know, but small steps towards that future. Oh, but what can I say? I'm optimistic.
For giving us your valuable time. So, viewers, this is my Maya session. We will meet a new Maya session. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you, Maya. So, viewers, we will meet a new session. Till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.
Thanks for coming to our session. Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.